Tonight in the ring, a couple of big guys, heavyweights Andre Smiley and Kirk Johnson. For all the information, let's go to Mike Buffer.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we go to the heavyweight division. This bout scheduled for 4 rounds. Once again, the referee is Mitch Halpern. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the gray trunks with red trim, weighing 232 pounds from Kansas City, Missouri. His record, 1 victory, 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, Andre Smiley. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with black trim, weighing 219 pounds. He comes to us tonight from North Preston, Nova Scotia, Canada, making his professional debut. Let's welcome Kirk Johnson.
All right, we're going to go over the instructions in the dressing rooms. I want a good, clean fight. I want you to be my commands at all times. Got any questions? All right, touch him up. Let's go. Come on.
You're looking at Andre Smiley, 232 pounds. His opponent, Kirk Johnson, who's 219 pounds. And let's pull out that old cliche, and all cliches are old. Don't go to the refrigerator. Anything can happen in this one.
It could well. These are a couple of big guys. They say Kirk Johnson's punching power has improved since his amateur days when he represented Canada in the Olympics. And not that he didn't have power, but known a little bit more for his boxing.
If Johnson in the white with the black stripe looks a little quick for you, he has very quick feet. He played basketball and football. He says he prefers this sport because he can make a whole lot of money quicker. And he just boomed the right hand over the lazy left of Andre Smiley. Johnson once again making his professional debut in the white with the black stripe. He connects with the right hand on the head of Smiley, who is 1-1 as a pro.
Smiley, a running back at the University of Missouri, where he averaged 4.2 yards a carry, and right now he's finding that boxing's a little more rugged.
He just ate a right hand to the face.
He is squaring himself up to Kirk Johnson. I mean, there's no way to miss a target when you're being squared up. See, you can see he's squared up to him. You can't, he's not turning one way or the other. He's neither a southpaw nor a righty. They say he switches a lot, but this is not switching. This is in the middle.
Smiley is predictable, moving constantly to his left, and he's putting his left foot behind his right. Therefore, he's unbalanced as he fights, and therefore it's more precarious situation. He can get hurt that way.
It's pretty much a wide open target right now to Kirk Johnson, and Johnson taking advantage of it.
Smiley definitely on the defensive. Johnson's been scoring here at will in the opening round. And we've got just over a minute to go.
Kirk Johnson, one of those fighters at the Olympics who feels he was beaten by the electronic scoring system, lost in the second round match that he felt he won. He'd like to rectify all that and get some gold as a pro.
At home, I'm sure you've noticed how Smiley keeps moving to his left and Johnson is just timing it. And there's a right-hand drive. Smiley back to the corner, and on the ropes, he spins away. It's become a question here of how much Smiley can take. He's showing no offense.
Well, Kirk Johnson can land the right hand anytime he wants because of Smiley's defensive posture, or lack thereof, I guess you could say.
I'm sure Andre Smiley is trying really hard, but he needs a lot of work in the gym.
Yeah, his technique at this moment is atrocious because he's standing squared up against Johnson.
Johnson taking advantage, taking his time, showing a lot of cool for a young man in the first couple of minutes of his professional career. A little bit of offense there from Smiley, connected with the left and a right, but Johnson unfazed.
After Johnson had done the only thing in this round that you might question, kind of a wild left hook.
This should be an interesting conversation in the corner of Andre Smiley.
Well, that guy, Buck Smith, who you're going to see on May 1st on Top Rank Boxing, he knows how to fight. Let's see what he said, Andre.
Andre, out of the southpaw stance, like you're working. Now you're working in the southpaw. Stay in that stance. The 1-2s, that's what's working for you, okay? You got through the first round.
Listen,
relax.
Relaxation,
yo,
okay?
Yo, you need a break, you tie him up, okay? Fight when you want to.
Stop doing that unnecessary moving around. When you're there,
Kirk Johnson pretty much had his way in round one. There's the left hand. His right hand is really his more potent weapon. There's the right to push them back. Smiley's not really in the left-handed stance. I mean, that's what Buck Smith and Sean Gibbons want him in, but he's not really getting into that stance, as we see Johnson. See, he's just squared up against Johnson. He's got to get into the left-handed stance to make things tougher for Johnson.
They told him in the corner to stay in the southpaw stance. Kind of odd, isn't it?
Well, no, it's okay if he'd get in it. He's just not in it. I mean, he's squaring up to Kirk Johnson. Now, if he would turn and be a southpaw, he might give Johnson some trouble. But there, now at least for a moment there, he was in the proper stance.
We're in the second round of a scheduled 4-rounder. That's Kirk Johnson in the white trunks with the black stripe, making his professional debut against Andre Smiley, who's 1-1.
Take a look at the, oh, wow. I mean, I don't remember the last time we saw a guy with one punch landed. We've probably had we had any shutouts? I think we had one shutout in punch profile, so this comes about as close as you can get to it.
The stats tell the story, and Smiley just took a right hand to the head. Both of these fellas have football backgrounds when they were younger.
Well, Kirk Johnson was a basketball player. And at 20 years of age, Sal, you got to look at him and you got to see that there's lots of potential there. And he looks smoother than he did as an amateur even. Donald Curry and the people that have been working with him have done an excellent job.
I said to Johnson this morning at the weigh-in, I said, the NFL draft is tomorrow. Would you rather be drafted or would you rather be the heavyweight champion of the world? He said, what do you think? I'd rather be the champ. He's got a long way to go, but he looks good in his pro debut tonight. Kirk Johnson in the white showing the full arsenal. Quick jab, accurate. He has scored with right-hand leads, and he has maneuvered Smiley around at will. Smiley now fighting southpaw and takes a right hand over his left hand.
Kirk Johnson has certainly shown the ability to hit Smiley, but now he would like to get him out of it. He'd like to get a knockout and show the power that his people have talked about.
Less than a minute to go in round 2.
There's been so little offensively coming from Smiley that Kirk Johnson really has been able to do what he wants. Now, for the first time, Smiley is in a stance that at least makes sense. He turned to righty. At least he's not giving him a perfect target to him. They talked to us this morning as people about the switching. They don't really want so much of it.
You don't see very many left-handed heavyweights.
No, very few. And we saw one a few weeks ago, Joe Hip here on ESPN. He's not a bad fighter.
Well, we'll continue on with these two heavyweights when we return to Las Vegas. You're watching Top Rank Boxing on ESPN. 3, Kirk Johnson in the white with the black stripe, and that's Andre Smiley in the gray with the red stripe. And through the first 2 rounds, Johnson has had his way.
He started to land those right hands pretty much any time he wants against Smiley. Punches there. Boy, that is a spectacular difference. I mean, that is about as big a difference as I can remember seeing. And Smiley throwing only 23 punches in 2 rounds. Mitch Halpern, by the way, one of the good young referees in the sport of boxing.
Kirk Johnson is 20 years old. He said when he saw a tape of the Hearns-Leonard fight that inspired him to be a boxer. That fight occurred in 1981 here in Las Vegas. One of the classics. In fact, I think it was voted the fight of the 80s.
Yeah, it was a fantastic match. And you hear that a lot from boxers, seeing either a specific match or a specific fighter that really motivates.
That night, Ray Leonard coming from behind to stop Thomas Hearns, whose manager then, Emanuel Stewart, is at ringside tonight.
Yeah, man, he's in the audience. There's my scoring, and I've got Johnson winning the first 2 rounds handily. Even I can tell that. And sometimes, believe it or not, those judges don't agree with me, as you well know.
Things haven't changed.
Nothing changes in that department.
Okay, the task at hand here for Andre Smiley is to connect, do something offensively. Kirk Johnson is having a pretty good workout, and he connects with the right hand on the forehead of Smiley.
Smiley's just not throwing anything, and you know, of course, in a guy's pro debut, he's not going to get a contender in there. But Andre Smiley really needs to do something offensively here.
And as we know, as in life, in boxing, it is better to give than receive at all times.
Andre's not trying to do any of that giving.
A right and a left by Johnson, and now Smiley looks like he's hurt.
And I think it would be a good idea for Johnson to go to the body now.
Smiley backing up to the near ropes, takes a right hand and backs back into the ropes again. His arms are low, he's not throwing any punches. Johnson connects and down goes Smiley. Mitch Halpern with 4 in the face. 5, 6, 7.
Hey, you want to keep going? Look at me, look at me, you want to keep going? Watch me, watch me, watch me.
It's all over. Mitch Halpern has stopped the fight. Kirk Johnson wins by a TKO in round 3.
Kirk Johnson, who had been landing pretty much anything he wanted to, finally got the power, enough power in his punches in round 3 to knock out Andre Smiley, and he did so by mixing up his punches, Sal. Very good variety of punches, going both to the body and the head, and showing us a very good uppercut, and we'll see some evidence of that here.
Yes, he showed a great variety. He just didn't wind him up and let him go. As you can see here, Smiley, non-offensive, just on the take. This is the very end of a long barrage in that round.
And from another angle, you see the left hook is what started the problems for Smiley, and then Johnson continued on with those shots, and he'd land the uppercut. Using his left hand, he's a little wide with his left hook, and there you see evidence of it, but that's something they'll work on, and his trainer, Donald Curry, sure knows how to throw the proper left hook.
Smiley in his corner seems to be okay. Let's get the official time from Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mitch Halpern stops the bout. The official time, 2 minutes, 47 seconds of round number 3. Winning his professional debut with a TKO victory, Kirk Johnson.
Kirk Johnson, victorious in his first pro bout. We'll be back with a conversation with the winner after this timeout.
Variety of punches, going both to the body and the head, and showing us a very good uppercut, and we'll see some evidence of that here.
Yes, he showed a great variety. He just didn't wind him up and let him go. As you can see here, Smiley, non-offensive, just on the take. This is the very end of a long barrage in that round.
And from another angle, you see the left hook is what started the problems for Smiley, and then Johnson continued on with those shots, and he'd land the uppercut. Using his left hand, he's a little wide with his left hook, and there you see evidence of it, but that's something they'll work on, and his trainer, Donald Curry, sure knows how to throw the proper left hook.
Smiley in his corner seems to be okay. Let's get the official time from Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mitch Halpern stops the bout. The official time, 2 minutes, 47 seconds of round number 3. Winning his professional debut with a TKO victory, Kirk Johnson.
Kirk Johnson, victorious in his first pro bout. We'll be back with a conversation with the winner after this timeout.